Thank you very much to all of our panelists. I'm going to make a quick statement, and I'll pose a hypothesis, and I'll try to get the reaction from our panelists as well. I am of the firm belief that as Republicans, we have those basic shared values, principles between the Republican Party and the Hispanic community. I think the more that we can, as a party, get back to basics, the better. Those basic concepts, those basic principles of limited but effective government, of strong national defense, of lower taxes, of freedom. Because if we get back to the days where the Republican Party was seen as the reasonable, rational, responsible grown-ups of American politics, the better. There was a day where we were seen as the effective stewards of our nation's economy, of our security, and of our freedoms. We need to be able to get back to that Republican Party, and that's what Linda was talking about. The more we can do that, the more that we're going to be able to regain the trust of the American people and be able to win elections again and get back to getting this country back on the right track, and I firmly believe that. I do think, though, that while the immigration thing, and there are truly well-meaning people on both sides of the issue. I think there are well-meaning people that could sit down and be able to figure out a solution to this issue. And it's not number 1, 2, or 3 on most folks' list, but what it is it creates a distraction, keeps us from being able to engage in those really thoughtful conversations and dialogues between the party and the Hispanic community. It's a distraction. So we can get back to talking about jobs and the economy and business and national security and healthcare and education, get back to talking about those real big important things. I'm convinced that we can get to that solution. I remember having a meeting with Governor Allen, with Senator Allen at the time, in Richmond. And he made the statement that I think was true then and is true today. Well-meaning people can be able to sit down and be able to come up with solutions to these things and move forward and get it off the table, and let's get back to the business of running America. So that's my thought. The thesis, the hypothesis that I'd like to pose to the panel is, my hypothesis is that if we can come up with reasonable solutions to this issue and move forward with it, my thinking is that we can get back to rebuilding that trust that the American people have, specifically the Hispanic community. We reached a high watermark in 2004 with President Bush of 44% of the Hispanic vote. We were within striking distance of the majority. The more that we can do that moving forward, as we see that the population continues to grow, as Richard was talking about, more and more states will have a greater number of Hispanic voters, and that Hispanic vote will be even more pivotal in an increasing number of battleground states. We've got to be able to figure out how to do that. Do you agree that if we can get back to basics and be able to get back to talking about those key issues that matter, those kitchen table issues, that we can regain that Hispanic vote?
Yes, I do agree. And I would just like to say, about immigration, we have to move beyond just simply saying, let's tolerate immigration. And I think too often that's what we're asking our party to do, just at least please tolerate it. I think we need to ask that we be all about, forget tolerate it, let's embrace it, let's promote it. Let's think about it as the heart of this country. And if we don't have a flow of immigrants who are adding energy and vitality and new ideas to our economy, we will stagnate. And we cannot get to a point where we have a strong immigration system unless we reform immigration today. So we need to look at it as an opportunity, what we stand for, who we are, and not simply, okay, we're going to tolerate immigration or dismiss a 700-page bill with the word amnesty. It's just not that simple. So I really think we need a change of heart, not, okay, immigration is all right. No, we need to say immigration is necessary, it's essential, it's who we are. When we get there, we'll change. But we've got a long way to go to get to that point, and we should continue to demand that that become our attitude.
Perhaps because I'm a conservative movement kind of guy, I realize exactly how deep this location is. You can talk about how you want to get back to the kitchen table issues and the shared values and the similarities between Hispanic outlooks and conservative outlooks. But if you have a conservative media that is broadcasting every day that Hispanics are crime-ridden, disease-ridden, that they're destroying wages, that they're destroying the economy, et cetera, you're not going to get there. There is a self-censorship that is going on in the right of this party that has to be confronted in the most direct way possible. So yes, I ultimately agree with you, but I'm saying for the short term, it has to be the object of those of us who understand the problem to confront. I think we have been much, much too passive in the face of this virtual storm of anti-immigrant sentiment that's gone on in the right in the last few years.